Right now, the air quality in southern Wisconsin is being listed as unhealthy for all age groups. We'll have the latest radar and tips on how to stay safe. Also, how a newly obtained audio recording could impact the federal case against former President Trump. This is News 3 Now at noon. An air quality advisory is in effect for Madison and much of southern Wisconsin over the next couple of days. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. This as smoke from wildfires in Canada is creating a heavy layer of haze that could make it harder for even healthy people to breathe outdoors. Let's go to the weather patio now. Kelly Slifka has the latest on the haze and when we can see the worst of it.
Yeah, the visibilities have been down to 2 miles. In fact, it's still down to 2 miles. And if you take a big whiff, you can actually smell some of that smoke. And anybody that is susceptible to any kind of respiratory issues, obviously limit your time outdoors. No outside activity advised. But on our visible cloud track, now you can see we've got a lot of clouds in Michigan, Indiana, but you can see that lighter gray shading. That is the smoke. And you can see it's very thick right along the Lake Michigan shoreline toward Milwaukee, creeping even into Jefferson and Dodge County. Madison's been kind of on the edge of that. As you look up, the skies have gotten a little bit cleaner over the last couple of hours. That's because at least the smoke deck is actually starting to thin out a little bit, but it's still very thick down toward the surface, and that's why we do continue with these air quality advisories throughout the afternoon and continuing for the next couple of days. Visibility is still down to 2 miles at the surface here in Madison, and even up to the north where it didn't look like it was that smoky, they still have some of the ground smoke, and that's causing some visibility and also some air quality issues even up toward Eau Claire, where the visibility is down to 4 miles due to that smoke. So we have the smoke out there right now, definitely limiting the visibility, and we have the air quality advisory that continues not only today, but it's going to extend right into Thursday up until noon. Maybe we'll get some rain and some storms out there to mix things up. But so this is unhealthy for everyone, and maybe seeing some very unhealthy air, especially areas to the east. Dodge, Jefferson counties over toward Milwaukee already seeing very unhealthy air quality measurements already this morning into the noon hour. So those susceptible, avoid any outdoor physical activity. Yeah, you can go outdoors, maybe get the mail, but try to limit your time outdoors. Healthy individuals, reduce your prolonged physical activity outdoors for this afternoon because of that poor air quality. Temperatures now are in the 70s. The temperatures have been a little bit slower to climb because that smoke has been blocking a lot of that sun, but now it's starting to thin out a little bit. So I think we should get up close to 80 this afternoon as the sun will be out. It'll be hazy throughout the afternoon. We'll see when we can expect this smoke to clear, and also some rain chances in that 10-day forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, we'll see you then. Thank you. Well, both Public Health Madison and the CDC are offering some suggestions to stay safe during the advisory. First, limit your time outdoors, as Kelly mentioned. The risk is higher for older adults, children, teens, and people with heart or lung problems. Keep all windows and doors closed. If you are in one of the sensitive groups, use an air purifier. Also, if you must be outdoors, experts say an N95 mask offer the best protection, but even a scarf over your face will help. If you need to get inside today but don't have a place to go, the Safe Haven Shelter on the east side is open from 9 to 6. The Madison Central Public Library also is open at 9, and it'll be open until 9 this evening. If there are any other city emergency centers open, we'll let you know right here on channel3000.com. And you can stay on top of the conditions by downloading the First Warn Weather app. With it, you can monitor the latest radar, warnings, and advisories in the area. Just search for WISC Weather in your app store. And despite the conditions, the Wisconsin Air National Guard will be conducting a flyover of the Isthmus today. The 128th Air Refueling Wing will conduct a flyover as part of a nationwide celebration of 100 years of aerial refueling. A KC-135 Stratotanker will perform a low-altitude flyover of the Capitol Building and Camp Randall Stadium between 1:30 and 1:40. The tanker is used to refuel other aircraft without having to land. The all clear has been given at the state office building after reports of a suspicious package outside of it this morning. Capitol Police and the Dane County Sheriff's Office bomb squad both responded around 7:30 to investigate after someone reported a suspicious item near the building that houses the state DNR. The first floor of the building was evacuated as a precaution, but the area was fully cleared by about 9:20 this morning. In an audio recording obtained by CBS News and first aired on CNN, former President Trump is heard discussing secret documents. The tape may be critical in the federal government's case against the former president and also seems to contradict some of Trump's recent statements. Jared Hill reports from New York.
He said he wanted to attack Iran and what? He said the papers. This was done by the military, given to me.
A 2-minute recording of Donald Trump could prove to be key evidence in Special Counsel Jack Smith's indictment of the former president over alleged mishandling of classified documents. According to the indictment, the recording from 2021 captured a conversation Trump had at his New Jersey golf club with a book writer, a publisher, and 2 staffers, none of whom possessed a security clearance.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know. Except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. Look at this.
The recording appears to contradict Trump's recent claim he didn't have any documents with him.
I didn't have a document per se. There was nothing to declassify. These were newspaper stories, magazine stories.
Trump has repeatedly insisted he declassified any documents he may have had, but in the recording,
See, as president, I could have declassified.
Yeah.
No, I can't, you know, but this is classified.
earlier this month, former President Trump pleaded not guilty to 37 counts stemming from this case. And a spokesperson for his campaign says the recording shows he did nothing wrong.
He's going to say that he never had a document in his hand up in Bedminster, New Jersey, and that he was just waving around some papers willy-nilly.
The Justice Department wants the trial to begin in December. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
And former President Trump's close aide, Walt Nauta, who has also been charged in the documents case, was expected to be arraigned in a Florida courtroom this morning, but weather impacted his flight to Miami and the arraignment has been postponed. To Russia now, where just days after an armed rebellion, Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke in Moscow's Cathedral Square. Russia's president praised his country's security forces for stopping what he called a civil war. Putin lashed out again at Wagner's leadership, saying that they would be punished for the rebellion. However, many Wagner fighters were invited to join the Russian army. Putin also took aim at the West, telling his people that Russia's enemies wanted them to choke on bloody civil strife. Meanwhile, the U.S. plans to send another $500 million aid package to Ukraine. Well, there's only 4 days left to vote for the best of Madison's business, people, and things to do, and more. Head to channel3000.com and look for this story on our homepage. Scroll down to the bottom of the article. You can click on each category to vote. All you need is a valid email address to register, and make sure that your votes are counted. Don't forget, you can only vote once per category. Voting ends on Friday. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Honda announces a major recall and how you could vacation in a real-life Barbie dream house. Details coming up in the Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Right at chips. Just taking a break. That window's a bear.
Don't worry. My cousin's got a guy.
Hey, I'm not sure I can help you with the house gas, but I can help you replace this window fast.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2025. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast.
2-for-1 windows ends Friday. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of, you just cover up and conceal things. But with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone. So you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
40s is a bit of a shocker for me because 40s, I noticed the skin under my eye is getting very loose. And then 50s hit. And I'm 54, and I really notice the difference in the firmness of my skin here, and especially here. I'm glad there's products like Tint and Tighten out there so that I can just put this on and not worry about what I didn't do in my 40s, my 30s, and my 20s, and it looks like I always have. It's a pleasure, and it's actually a gift for anyone.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. Tint and Tighten is the only cosmetic that blends a beautiful tinted cream to cover uneven skin tone and dark circles with silicate technology that smooths out under-eye puffiness and wrinkles, making the skin around your eye area look flawless for up to 8 hours.
I will be turning 59 in June of this year. Using Tint and Tighten, for me, I'm actually very confident right now that my wrinkles won't be as obvious. It is giving me the support that I think reminds me that I'm at my best right now.
Finally, there's a tinted eye cream to cover dark circles and uneven skin tone. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this 4th of July for up to 50% off and free shipping. Visit tntcream.com or call the number on your screen.
For the first time in 2 years, the cost of rent in the U.S. is falling. A new study from Rental.com shows the median rent nationwide dropped 0.5% in May compared to a year ago, though in parts of the Midwest, rent rose over 4% in that same time period. Median U.S. rent prices have climbed 25% since before the pandemic. Honda is recalling 1.2 million vehicles because the rear-view camera images may not appear on the dashboard screen, increasing the risk of crash and injury. The recall covers the 2019 to 2022 Pilot and 2019 to 2023 Passport SUVs and Odyssey minivan models from 2018 to 2023. The company blames a faulty cable connection, which dealers will fix free of charge. And soon, you could have the chance to vacation in a real-life Barbie dream house, though this time, there will be some signature touches from Ken. Starting July 17th, Airbnb customers can book 2 one-night stays for up to 2 guests in this signature pink home in Malibu that features a disco and a chance to shuffle through Ken's wardrobe. It comes ahead of the release of the Barbie movie next month. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Checking Wall Street at the noon hour, the Dow Industrials up 180 points, the NASDAQ up 159, the S&P 500 up almost 32. We'll share your egg prices next at noon, along with Kelly's latest forecast. And then today on Live at 4, Consumer Report says the future is here. It's a mechanical mop. Is this too good to be true? We'll find out.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Spectrum brings us Spectrum One, where Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile come together to keep you seamlessly connected wherever you are! Why did you switch?
With Spectrum One, we get a super fast, reliable connection.
And the advanced Wi-Fi has enhanced security and privacy features that automatically block online threats.
How reliable is Spectrum Mobile?
It's a super reliable service coast to coast.
Switch to Spectrum One and get internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and 1 free line of unlimited mobile. Call 1-833-685-4999.
Imagine this. It's 1968, and the mayor of Milwaukee says nope to Summerfest. How many bands would you have never seen? And how many lakeside selfies just wouldn't exist? You'd never have met your new best friend while singing along to every song. Or know the feeling of hitting all 12 stages before the headliner. Thankfully, 55 years ago, Summerfest was a yes. And every year since has been one to remember. Don't miss Milwaukee Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance.
All rise. It's J. Hud Court with Judge Mathis. Then, remember this little thing? She is back with more moves. Plus, Chase Rice performs.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
Wednesday morning, we're live at the Capitol Square, gearing up to kick off the celebration of 40 years of concerts on the square. Plus, we'll introduce you to a performer who's been playing since day one. Join us on the square starting at 4:30 a.m.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report out of the radio barn today for a couple of days. She'll be back on Thursday, so here are your farm numbers. Let's get a look at your forecast now. Meteorologist Kelly Slifka out on the smoky weather patio.
Yeah, that's right. This noon hour is a little bit smoky here on the patio. It's not quite as bad as what it was earlier this morning when it was really thick, especially as you look up. But we still have a lot of haze as you look on the horizon. It's just a little bit closer to the ground, obviously, where we don't want it, causing some respiratory problems for folks out there on the noon hour. Expecting highs in the lower 80s today, pretty close to our average high for this time of the year. And we are looking at hazy sunshine to continue throughout the day, but the visibilities are down, still sitting near 2 miles here in Madison and also Janesville. We've had even lower amounts as you headed over toward Lake Michigan, where the smoke is really thick. In fact, we've had some reports near Milwaukee that they are reporting very unhealthy conditions due to the smoke. So anybody being outdoors is problematic, especially areas to the east. We do have air quality advisories, not only here in Wisconsin and Illinois, but it does extend to the western parts of Minnesota. So that'll continue. It's all wrapping around this area of low pressure, this smoke. The fires have been up there in Quebec. Now, thankfully, you can see where I got that fire symbol. There's actually rain falling on it. So hopefully that's helping out the firefighters and trying to extinguish some of those wildfires that have been ongoing up there toward Quebec. But the winds wrapping around that area of low pressure have brought that smoke right into the Badger State. Michigan is just getting really hammered with some of that thick smoke, causing unhealthy conditions. And they've even had hazardous conditions near Sault Ste. Marie in the UP of Michigan. So very bad conditions across much of the Great Lakes states. Now, looking at our future track smoke, you can see the brightest orange in southern Wisconsin over into Michigan, down toward Illinois. Noticing the blue up to the north, it is indicating some of this may clear out a little bit going through the late afternoon and evening. We're still looking at unhealthy conditions expected, but maybe lose a little bit of that. But then we get into a southerly flow as we go into tomorrow. The smoke that was down to our south is going to come right back as from the south. So you just see it's just swirling across the Great Lakes. And with these fires ongoing, I don't expect a whole lot of reprieve, because we've got these drought conditions not only here but across much of Canada, and that's why they've had all those fires. And we have the we've got the extreme drought or severe drought here in southern Wisconsin, across all of southern Wisconsin. So that is causing the problems. You might have seen a little bit of relief there in Grant County, where they did pick up over an inch of rain. Now, as far as our future track rainfall amounts, we'll have some showers and storms far up over northern Wisconsin on Wednesday. Some of those moving in, it looks like, by Thursday into Friday. Maybe a few showers into Saturday as well. We're looking at widespread amounts of 1/4 to about 3/4 of an inch here in southern Wisconsin, so at least there is some hope on the horizon. But have to deal with the smoke today with the poor air quality, highs in the 80s this week. Chance of showers and thunderstorms by Thursday and Friday. Right now we're sitting at 74, everybody in the 70s right now. We'll see a few clouds roll in as we top out in the lower 80s. Watch that chance of rain as we go into Thursday. Looks like mainly Thursday evening. That'll be our best chance going into Thursday night into early Friday, but still a chance of some showers or a couple of thunderstorms. It looks like by Friday afternoon. We can't rule out a couple of those going into Saturday as well. So at least the weather pattern gets a little bit more unsettled, brings us a chance of some rain later this week. And it's going to be heating up into the upper 80s by Thursday with that humidity increasing. There are those chances of rain. Hopefully we get it, because after that, looks like by Sunday into next week, we're just heating up for the 4th of July. Temperatures approaching 90.
Yeah, summertime, I guess.
It is. It's that time of the year.
Let's hope for some rain. All right, Kelly, thank you. A new survey finds 4th of July cookouts will cost you a little less this year. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation, families can expect to pay $67.73 for a 10-person cookout. That's down 3% from last year's record high. Hamburger buns, beef, and potato salad went up in price this year, but chicken breast, lemonade, and chocolate chip cookies went down. Up next, let's see what Howard has. He has a way to keep cool in the kitchen this summer in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
As we're about to enter the dog days of summer, it's time to start thinking about ways to keep our cool, no matter how hot it gets outside. One sure way to do that is with a cool and refreshing no-bake dessert. For the lightest can be filling, we combine a container of whipped topping with a couple of boxes of pistachio pudding that we made according to the package instructions. We add a handful of chopped pistachios, and after this is mixed, we set it aside. Then we line a baking dish with graham crackers and top them with about 1/3 of our pistachio mixture. We'll repeat layering this 2 more times until all the graham crackers and the filling is used up. Now we frost the top of this with whipped topping and garnish it with a few chopped pistachio nuts before putting it into the fridge to set up. Look at this. A cool and refreshing dessert that we made without turning on our oven or breaking a sweat. And when you dig your fork through layer after layer, you'll be smiling from ear to ear. To get the recipe for our 8-layer pistachio squares, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a no-bake, no-stress way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Up next, UW Health clinical dietitian Michelle Swader has some tips on healthy grilling. What you need to know after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This July 4th is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
UW Health clinical dietitian Michelle Swader is back with us. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Summertime healthy grilling, the topic of this month's segment. What's the danger here?
Well, the concern originally was a little while ago we found out that grilling proteins can cause some carcinogens. And so people, of course, got all upset. But I wanted to give some healthy tips about how to moderate that, but also give a reality check on what we do and do not know yet.
And there are two types of carcinogens.
Yeah, there's one that comes from the fat dripping down into the fire and causing a flare-up, and that gets one of the compounds on the food. And the other one comes from the protein actually searing and charring on the grill with a contact to the grill. So those are the things to avoid.
So what's the advice?
So for preventing the fat dripping down, trim excess fat, choose a lean protein. If you want
the fat's the good part.
Well, some of the fat's going to be inside the protein.
Okay.
Any excess fat that could fall in is really what we're watching for this. And definitely don't smash down the burger, which just pushes that fat right down into the grease. You can also get griddle mats and cast iron pans and wrapping it in foil to really create a physical barrier just for the fat part of it. For the protein, there's a few things you can do. I mean, you don't want to grill too high at a high temperature. The grill can go a lot higher than your stove. So grilling at a moderate temperature can prevent that char. Also, rotating your food often, and then watching for any excess basting that gets charred onto that food as well.
Things like chicken, you should use a meat thermometer, make sure it's cooked enough.
Yep, you want to make sure you're doing the food safety, so cooking it long enough to be up to temperature. But the other thing I always talk about with grilling is the vegetable side of things. We don't want to forget that your vegetables have antioxidants, and antioxidants are cancer fighters. So if you're grilling, definitely have a salad. The other good thing about grilling is you can fill up your grill with vegetables. Grilling the vegetables, it doesn't have the fat and protein that your meats will have, so you're really not at risk at all for doing some vegetables, and you're adding the antioxidants to the meal as well.
And you're getting some of that barbecue flavor on the vegetables.
Right, you're still getting some of the taste, and with that you can have leftover vegetables that are grilled. They still taste delicious, like they're fresh off the grill.
So what's the bottom line here?
Well, we don't have any recommendations. Nobody has said don't grill. So the only studies have been done on animals, and we're safe to grill if you want to take some of these precautions. If you're concerned about your cancer risk, you definitely can. But there's been no recommendation to reduce grilling at all at this point, so I don't want people to get too worried about it.
And no difference between propane and charcoal?
Not for the health or nutrition. Some people just prefer the flavor of one or the other. Propane is much more convenient than charcoal, so you're getting in a personal preference a lot when you're looking at that decision.
Moderation.
Yeah. Always.
Always moderation. Michelle, thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the summer.
Yes.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Here's Kelly with one final check of the forecast.
All right, we do have the hazy skies through the smoke from those wildfires. Air quality advisories continue today, so limit your time outdoors. Temperatures in the lower 80s with the hazy sunshine this afternoon. We are watching chances of rain mainly over northern Wisconsin Wednesday, but by Thursday it looks like some of this will sink to the south. And by Thursday evening, the overnight, we'll have that chance of some rain. And even into Friday, some scattered showers and thunderstorms expected. Hopefully we get that rain, because after that, the first warn forecast keeps it fairly dry. Maybe an isolated storm on Saturday. Temperatures in the mid-80s, and we're really heating up next week. Of course, it is the 4th of July on Tuesday, and temperatures will be flirting with 90. And after the chance of rain this week, we don't have a whole lot of rain in that 10-day forecast going into the middle of next week.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.